We're going to be talking about Reunion Island, which is somewhere that I've actually started hearing a couple of people have been going to more recently. And it's a destination that not many people think about. It's a destination that's quite unique, and it's a destination that offers you something a bit different. And to help us chat about it, we've got a man with the longest job title in the world, Travelz du Plessis, who's the National Manager for Preferred Partnerships for Travel.co.za. It's a tour-based company, apparently. and Alexis Becker, who's the Head of Sales and Marketing for Lux Resorts in South Africa. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Let's start right at the beginning when it comes to Reunion. Travelz, what is Reunion? Why should people go there?
Yeah, I think Reunion is just one of those destinations that's been left behind a bit in this market. Previously, you did need a visa on a South African passport, a Schengen visa, which now that's fallen away since March this year. So it's visa-free for South Africans.
So that's why it's opening up then, I guess.
Yeah, that's we've seen quite a spike in the bookings to Reunion. So yeah, it's a great destination for excursions, a great destination for hiking, adventure. Not your traditional beach destination, although that's also something that you can do, a normal beach holiday, but definitely more adventurous than what something like Mauritius would be.
Okay, I heard you recently came back from there. What did you do while you were there? Just give us a general what is the average day on Reunion like?
Yeah, we were on quite a whirlwind trip of Reunion, organized by our partner Lux Resorts. Alexis actually wanted us to hire a car straight from the airport when we arrived, and I said no, thinking it's a Indian Ocean island, sort of off the coast of Africa. You don't really want to jump into a car and drive. But I mean, arriving in Reunion, we were very, very surprised to see that it's actually got roads like France, actually better roads than France. Being a French department, it is obviously managed by France. So the roads are incredible. We did hire a car and we drove around the island in one day, and you should hire a car. And there's a normal day on Reunion. There's just so much to do. You can, like I said, you can go hiking. We did the heli flip, and there's quite a few helicopter companies that does the flips over the volcanoes. You can't go to Reunion without. It's quite pricey, but you can't go to Reunion without doing it.
Okay.
So,
well, Alexis, you've obviously been there a few times. You're something of an expert in Reunion. How do you introduce somebody who's never even heard of the place to the concept of Reunion?
I mean, of all the places that I've traveled to and being to Reunion only last year for the first time, I've dubbed this as bucket list travel destination stuff. It is completely different to anything else you've experienced. So it caters for all different markets. Like Travelz said, it's very much adventure style. And I think when you're talking to South Africans who are looking for something other than just sort of a fly and flop on the beach sort of thing, this is a destination where you can mountain bike, you can canyon, you can skydive, you can scuba dive, you can snorkel, you can river raft.
Right, and I think one of the big attractions is the kind of volcanic nature of it as well, and it offers quite lush vegetation and quite interesting views and things, I believe, on hikes.
It does, definitely. It has the world's second friendliest volcano, and I know that's quite an odd term to put with a volcano, but it doesn't have any of the volcanic gases and ashes that you have to worry about. In fact, I was there about 3 weeks ago. You can walk right on to the volcano. It's an active volcano. The last time it imploded was in June of this year, and last major eruption before that was in 2007. And you won't believe it, people flock to the destination where that happens.
So what you mean by explode isn't the kind of mountains and hills, half the mountain tears away and destroys the surrounding countryside? You mean last time
it tears
lava
away? Yes. Well, it does tear away the one side of the island, the one side of the mountain, which you can't go near. But it's a tourist attraction.
Right.
Volcano, flights are booked. Hotels are full.
Right, so now there you go. If you adventure, you've sold it now. It's volcanoes and volcanoes and beaches and hiking and adventure. And all right, you did a helicopter flip. What are the other major things that people like to do there?
The helicopter flip is an absolute must. Hiking up into the cirques, and the cirques is Reunion is made up of collapsed volcanoes actually. So there's 3 cirques. You can hike up into the mountains. You can actually spend a day out there. You have lunch at one of the typical Maloya restaurants with the locals that live up on the mountain. 3 weeks ago, I did the most amazing activity. It's called an aquatic hike. They take you out into a gorge, and you climb down this gorge, and you reach a waterfall. And you jump 6 or 7 meters into your first sort of puddle, and you're dressed in a wetsuit and bum sliders so that you protect the wetsuit, helmets, and you really do an aquatic hike on your body. So you're actually river rafting with your body, jumping off about 7 or 8 different waterfalls as you go for about a three kilometer drifting down the river.
Wow.
Yeah, I
You
think
just don't get to do that.
I think I've got to advise people. That's for the super fit. I did that once. It took us about 11 hours to do 5 kilometers. It was a
No.
It was a
No, not in Reunion.
Yeah,
we had
really?
all
Okay.
different shapes and sizes. And no, it was one of the most amazing experiences that I've had.
And then, Sarah, I hear the food there is quite interesting. Is it something that you took part in?
Yeah, I mean, the food is, you can get anything.
Okay.
It's very cosmopolitan as far as the food is. Quite a big French influence. We normally, we did our breakfast at the hotel, which was included in the rate. And we, just as we drove around the island, there's many delis. It's very, very French as far as the delis and little cafes and things on the sides of the roads are concerned, which is great. There's parking everywhere, even though it's a small island. That's normally a problem on those sort of destinations. There's parking everywhere, and these restaurants are literally small, little, not franchised sort of establishments, and you can get any food there that you want. There's quite a big tapas influence from Spain as well, funny enough. But it remains all your pastries from France, or everything that you will get into France, but on a smaller sort of daily kind of scale. And then they've got all the little shops on the sides of the roads as well that sell the whatever you want. So the food is very French, but a lot of cosmopolitan influence from around the world. A very big Indian influence as well, as is the case with the Indian Ocean Islands. So quite spicy and curries and things like that. Yeah.
Creole food, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you said that there's a local population that lives up in the mountains and things. The cultural excursions, I would imagine, to go and meet them.
They are. They open up their homes to you. It really is lovely to see. They open up their homes, and as I say, you can stay up there. You either stay at a backpackers lodge or a guest house up in the mountains, or even in one of their homes. But there's cultural excursions. You get to spend a day with them. The vanilla plantations, they take you through those, and you have a look at how the vanilla pods are actually seeded and then grown right to production. Very varied in terms of what you can do with the locals.
Okay, so then how do people get to Reunion?
Yeah, I think there's a few ways to get there. The easiest way is with Air Austral, which is a direct flight from Johannesburg to Reunion, 4-hour flight, twice a week. So it works out quite well with the packages. You can also get there, and that's quite a popular thing, is to go via Mauritius and spend some time in Mauritius as well as in Reunion, because the hop from Mauritius to Reunion, there's flights day round, all day, and it's sort of like a Joburg Cape Town service. Where
And then I suppose Air Mauritius has got regular flights into Mauritius, so it sort of makes
absolutely,
sense.
and it's a 40-minute hop from Mauritius to Reunion with very good connections. So very, very easy to get there.
Okay, and as you said, previously they needed a Schengen visa, but now there's absolutely no visas.
No visa requirement for South Africans.
Yeah, but you do need the as of June 1st next year, those wonderful birth certificates.
No,
Right.
Well, let's leave that to Otto, I'm sure. Hopefully we'll have some resolution on that. But the destination Reunion is definitely opened up. Family destination, no visa requirements and no health requirements from South Africa, which is an added bonus.
And then what are the options when it comes to where you stay in terms of hotels and things? Is it a full range? Is it backpackers, 3T? What's the common...
It's very much like any other Indian Ocean island. You can stay anything from your five-star deluxe properties all the way through to your backpackers lodges, villas where you can rent a villa and you can stay out there. Of course, hotels always been the most popular option because then it's all catered for. And, you know, look, let's face, when you go on holiday, you want to be spoiled. So staying in a hotel is always best. It is definitely a self-drive destination. And so Cyril said that we wanted him to take a car and do a self-drive. We actually promote that. So we would prefer, or we would advocate, that you hire a car and you drive yourself around the island. It's only 67 kilometers around the island, but it will take you a whole day to get there. But there's just so much more to see. And doing a self-drive, it allows you the opportunity to sort of, jump in the car, jump out, and arrange it as you go.
Right. And what time of year is ideal? What's the best time for people to travel?
November to April is your summer seasons. May through to October being your winter seasons, but it's generally warm year-round. Your summer seasons, you're looking at temperatures of up to about 30, 35 degrees, although because it is Indian Ocean and because of all the plateaus with the volcanoes, it is, they say they have about 100 different climates a day, depending on where you were on the island. So you could be on the beach and you could be sitting in 35 degrees with humidity, Or you could travel up to the top of the volcano and you could be sitting at 15 degrees and have to put on a light sweater because it does get a bit chilly up there.
Okay.
But generally, good year-round weather destination.
Okay, and I believe that there's some nice specials there at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a special running at the moment with Lux as well. That is bookable through travel.co.za. I don't know if you want me to give the number or the website
Please
details,
do.
but
I
I think the best is going to be if you want to inquire to phone them directly, and the number's 0861 698 728, and that is travel.co.za. You can also send an email to holidays@travel.co.za, and we'll give you a call back if you
That's
want
probably
to
the easiest. Yeah, that telephone number's long and complex, but holidays@travel.co.za, I think anybody can absolutely remember. Okay, so what are some last kind of pieces of advice? What's the one thing you personally say, this is the thing people mustn't miss about Reunion, Alexis?
A Reunion as a whole, it's a must-go destination. If you're looking for something different, other than just lying on a beach, doing something different, gotta go. It really, again, I said, it's a bucket list travel destination. You have never seen anything like this before.
Great. Sarah, anything that particularly stood out for you?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything Alexis said, and I think the one thing that people need not be scared of is to drive in Reunion, because you see all the small little towns. The roads are incredibly good, much better than what you would have what I expected. And driving around, exactly what Alexis says, you're going to have thousands of climates in one day. I mean, we went from wearing sweaters to wearing wife beaters in one day. So definitely you've got to drive and you've got to go to Reunion. It's easy access and it is a bucket list destination.
Okay, well, there you go. So with relatively common flights out of South Africa, Reunion, and why not tag on Mauritius at the same time, make a real holiday of it. It sounds like a great destination, particularly if you like eating by the sounds of things and then working it all off in the mountains.